Good morning, everyone. This is Rajeshwar Rao, and we are Group 12 presenting on the topic Structural Inequality in Employment. The outbreak of the coronavirus disease of 2019 has negatively impacted global economies and employment. Coronavirus disease has had a substantial impact on global economies and individual employment. In the United Kingdom, the government announced a social lockdown to reduce the spread of the virus and prevent the National Health Services becoming overwhelmed by a large number of COVID 19 cases. The lockdown included a ban on all non essential travel as well as the closure of the majority of non essential businesses, instructing workforces to complete their work from home. Where working at home was not possible, companies either issued redundancies or furloughed staff under the government job retention scheme. It is estimated that over 8 million jobs were furloughed in the UK, during which time the government paid up to 80% of the UK median salary to a maximum of £2,500. Recent figures, however, indicate that being furloughed by an employer is associated with poorer mental health with higher levels of stress and anxiety. The present findings demonstrate that among those currently employed, job insecurity due to COVID 19 and financial concern are associated with greater depressive and anxiety symptoms. Further findings suggest that greater job insecurity due to COVID 19 is related to greater anxiety symptoms, partly because of greater financial concerns. These findings held after accounting for demographic characteristics, health, and other COVID 19 experiences. In April 2020, the International Labour Organization estimated that nearly 2.5 crore jobs could be lost worldwide due to the COVID 19 pandemic in 2020. Further, it observed that more than 40 crore informal workers in India may get pushed into deeper poverty due to the pandemic. To contain the spread of the COVID 19 virus, a nationwide lockdown was imposed from late March till May 2020. During the lockdown, severe restrictions were placed on the movement of individuals and economic activities were significantly halted, barring the activities related to essential goods and services. Unemployment rate in urban areas rose to 20.9% during the April to June quarter of 2020, more than double the unemployment rate in the same quarter the previous year. Unemployment rate refers to the percentage of unemployed persons in the labor force. Labor force includes persons who are either employed or unemployed but seeking work. The lockdown restrictions were gradually relaxed during the subsequent months. Unemployment rate also saw a decrease as compared to the level seen in the April to June quarter of 2020. During the October-December quarter of 2020, unemployment rate had reduced to 10.3%. However, it was notably higher than the unemployment rate in the same quarter last year. Pre-COVID 19 trends suggest that female unemployment rate has generally been higher than the male unemployment rate in the country. Uh, since the onset of the COVID 19 pandemic, this gap seems to have widened. During the October December quarter of 2020, the unemployment rate for females was 13.1% as compared to 9.5% for males. Impact in employment post COVID. Data from the Center for Monitoring Indian Economy (CMIE) shows that unemployment rates in the country are slowly moving back to the record highs of June 2020 when there was a national lockdown. On a monthly basis, the unemployment rate for April was at a 4-month high of 7.97%, and given the weekly data since then, expectations are that it will shoot up further up in May and the months followed. The unemployment rate, however, remained lower than the high of 23.5% a year ago during the first wave. Similar movements were visible in both rural and urban areas. The pandemic has slowed down the labor participation rate to 39.9% from an average of 42.7% in the 2019-20, noted the Reserve Bank of India in its monthly bulletin for May on the CMIE data. The job losses continue, coming on the back of the COVID-19 led crisis in 2020. The pain this time around could be severe. Economists point out that the labor market was already depressed even pre-pandemic with high unemployment levels due to the economic slowdown. While most changes in the labor market in this second wave of the pandemic are in the unorganized sector, he pointed out that 18 million organized sector jobs were already lost in 2020 and 21, and that the trend continues unabated in its fiscal year so far. Around 3 million regular people jobs were lost again in the April 2021. Moreover, unlike the first wave, rural supply chains will be impacted because farmers and cultivators are also infected, he said. Till now, the second wave was hurt self-employed persons as well as informal workers in urban areas, which is also evident from reverse migration of many going back to their villages. Microfinance players have been flagging the impact on incomes in the hinterland as infections have soared in rural areas with almost no economic activity taking place in several pockets.
We have often witnessed that women face gender inequality more intentionally while working in an office, an industry, or a firm. These inequalities can take various forms, such as unequal pay, disparity in promotions, incidents of sexual harassment, and racism. Comparatively, only 27% of Indian women were employed in 2017 to 79% of men. Women continue to encounter a broken rung at the top of the corporate ladder. That is, for every 100 men promoted to manager, only 86 women were promoted. The broken rung explains why women's participation in senior management, directorship, and vice presidentships has progressed more slowly than the pipeline as a whole. The COVID 19 pandemic had a significant impact on women all over the world. More women have lost their jobs as compared to men due to the pandemic, and the International Labour Organization warned that only men's employment is likely to recover this year to 2019 levels. Before the pandemic, women made some advancements in the workplace. There was a slow progression from 23 to 28 percentage in January 2015 to December 2019 in women representation in the senior vice president position and from 17 to 21% in C-suite position. The virus had an almost immediate impact on women's work opportunities. 1 out of every 4 women is considering leaving the job or downshifting their professions, compared to 1 out of every 5 males. According to a recent policy brief, women would have 13 million fewer jobs in 2021 and only 43.2% of working age women in the world will be employed, compared to 68.6% of working age males. Moreover, the analysis obtained from India's Azim Premji University's Center for Sustainable Employment, only 7% of men lost their jobs, whereas 47% of women lost their profession and did not return by the end of the year. The unpaid work sector was majorly affected by COVID-19 pandemic. Women started spending more time performing housework and childcare as compared to earlier years. Initially, women spent 4 hours and 22 minutes per day in unpaid labor, compared to only 2 hours and 15 minutes on men on average. But COVID-19 has widened this disparity even more, as now women are spending 15 hours more in unpaid labor each week than men. Hence, COVID-19 has worsened women's unequal burden of care, leading to more women than men departing the work market during the pandemic. To conclude, I would like to say that even though the COVID-19 pandemic had a worldwide economic impact and had created much chaos in terms of increasing unemployment, there is still a possibility to restore the economy in a new way. The industry must attempt to construct new reforms and action plans in this post-COVID-19 situation, which were not achievable before COVID. As we all know, that feeling of job insecurity has always been prevalent in the world for ages, but during the pandemic, the number of people who felt insecure about their work shot to record high numbers. Even after COVID-19, people are still anxious about their job security. To reduce this insecurity among employees, employers must build trust in good times and retain trust and transparency in bad times. They should not only acknowledge that employees deserve psychological and social support, but they should also provide contract work with benefits to help reduce financial concerns. Furthermore, the industry must include women's participation in their workforce, as having more women help in job satisfaction, more organizational dedication, more meaningful work, and less burnout. With this, we come to the end of our presentation. Thank you for patiently listening to us, and we hope that you liked it.